Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So for today's video, guys, I am doing something that I have never done here on my channel before. I'm going to be telling you guys about the new Sephora VIP sale starting this Friday, all the products that I recommend you guys checking out. And I'm also going to talk about all the products that are on my wish list that I want to try to purchase for this sale. So you guys want to see what everything is, I go over all the details about the Sephora sale, then definitely keep watching. All right, guys, so I don't know why I have never done the Sephora where I sat down and I just talked about the Sephora sale. This only happens twice a year. I think it's like in November and April that this actually occurs. And every time there's a big sale, I never talk about it. I don't know why. You think that I would, being that I am a makeup or beauty channel, that I would talk about sales, but your girl's been slacking. Now, typically when there is a Sephora sale, I know that like Sephora like never does sales like this. It's only twice a year, but I know they also have like a cast member sale. So whenever I go to Sephora Disney Springs, there's like a day that cast members get to go, and I'll never forget because when MAC was open, I don't think they reopened. I don't know if they're going to at the Disney location. They might have reopened, but I haven't seen anything. But regardless, whenever I would go into Sephora, they would do like a cast member day where cast members got like 20% off. It didn't matter what level status you were at the Sephora VIP Rouge, you know, Insider. It didn't matter at all. They were 20% off for being a cast member. Well, MAC was a little bit of a dick, and it's like, it's cast member discount every day, not just a certain weekend. So they were like always competing because they're literally like right next to each other. So I thought it was just a little fun story to share. But anyway, I have never sat down to talk about all the makeup products that I thoroughly enjoy that I don't always show on camera and tell you guys why you guys should get them for this sale or to check them out. And I'm also going to sit here and talk about my wish list of all the items that I've been dying to try at Sephora. I just haven't actually gotten it, and now I have like the perfect excuse to buy everything. So with that said, guys, this is going to be a long video, so sit back, relax, and let's go ahead and dive straight on into it. So very first item that I want to talk about is, I'm gonna start off like pretty much primers moving on to the end. But the very first product I want to talk about is the Urban Decay All Nighter Face Primer. This is a long wear foundation grip, and anyone who's really oily like myself, this is a definite must-have in your collection. Now, I'm not saying that this is a holy grail, that this is going to control the oil by all means, but I found that it does work for extended period time. Now, I don't just wear this by itself. I always end up mixing this with another primer. I don't wear this by itself, but it's actually the first thing that I put on my face. Like after I have my whole skincare routine on, I put this on, I literally press it into the pores. Like I don't rub, I press it in to try to get it to soak up as best as possible, to try to lock in the oil as best as possible. And I just find that it works very well. I know people say this is sort of comparable to the Milk Makeup Hydro Grip. I've never tried that primer. I kind of want to, but then I've heard mixed reviews. I've heard that the e.l.f. like mint one is very similar to it, so I don't know, but I know that this one is what I wore to my wedding, and I really do enjoy this one. I've been using it ever since I got it, and I just think it's great. The second one, surprisingly enough, is the Tatcha the Silk Canvas Primer. Now, when I initially reviewed this a couple of years ago, like this isn't new, but when I reviewed this a couple of years ago, I didn't care for it. I didn't understand why everybody wanted to spend $60 on this primer. Was not a fan, but I don't know what happened a couple months ago. I just picked it up. I think when I was doing my declutter series back in August, I was like, oh yeah, I still have this. So I picked it up. Guys, I've hit pan. Like, I've hit pan on this, and that is saying something because I typically don't hit pan on anything, and I have hit pan in this primer. I cannot get enough of it. I think it's such a great primer. I use it every single day. Like, I use this every single day. It's one of the last ones I put on. Typically, I either mix this with the NYX Marshmallow Primer. It's another staple in my collection. Or I wear this with the Urban Decay All Nighter. These are the two that I wore at my wedding. I don't know what this amazing contraption is. I just feel like it really helps to make my face really nice and smooth, and I just really love how my skin looks whenever I wear this. My foundation tends to look really nice and sits nicely on top of the skin because of this. So that is definitely a must-have. Now, moving on to foundations. I only have 3 foundations that I want to talk about because a lot of the other foundations that I typically use are actually drugstore foundations that you guys won't find inside Sephora. This video it doesn't have as much stuff because a lot of stuff that I do use is products that are found at Ulta and not necessarily at Sephora. So I'm just using what you can find at Sephora. So one of the first things that I want to talk about is the Charlotte Tilbury. This is the Airbrush Flawless. This is the Airbrush Flawless Foundation. Now I did a review on this 2 years ago and I love it. I absolutely love this foundation. It's supposed to be transfer proof, sweat proof, oil proof, and yes, I did get oily by the end of the day. This held up. Like this held up in the middle of the Florida heat in August, and I was thoroughly impressed at how well this held up. I was like, oh shit, like it literally combated my oil like there's no tomorrow. This is a beautiful, beautiful foundation. It is quite expensive. I think you're looking anywhere between $55 to $60, but I found this to be absolutely amazing. Like I love this foundation. I don't know how well you guys can tell, like it's getting pretty much down there because I try not to use it as much, only because I know that it's so expensive and I'm like, but I can use like the $11 L'Oreal Malibu Pro Matte Foundation, which is really, really great compared to my really expensive one. But I use this on date nights. Like when I want to look really, really beautiful, really sexy, I want to have a foundation that's going to hold back the oil for as long as possible. This is the bad boy that I go to. Another one that is a huge staple in my collection, which you guys recently saw me purchase this at Ulta, is the Estee Lauder. This is the Double Wear Stay in Place Makeup Foundation. This is a phenomenal foundation if you are oily. I did wear this at my wedding because I needed to make sure I was as oil-free as possible. Now, I'm not saying that this is going to completely hold back the oil, but it does a fantastic job. I used to wear this at work. When I used to work at Disney, I'd wear this at work all the time because it really did a great job at holding back the oil, especially when I was serving and I was running around and being in the hot kitchen. It really, really did a great job at holding back the oil. Now, there is a primer that does go with it. It's the Double Stay Matte Primer. I used to have that in my collection, but unfortunately I did run out, and that's something I would like to pick up again because those two together are amazing. Like they really are amazing. They do a great job at containing the oil as best as possible. And I just want to say this right now, guys, I'm very sorry if I'm not recommending anything for dry skin. I have very, very oily skin, so I don't have any recommendations for dry skin. I get asked that a lot. I get a lot of people asking me what are great foundations or primers or setting sprays or setting powders for dry skin, and I'm always like, I don't know, because I'm very oily, so I don't pay attention to that stuff, unfortunately. So I do just want to go ahead and say I'm sorry if that's just something that you guys are looking for. I think there's so many different amazing channels out there who do talk about dry skin. I think Bab Beauties is one of them. I think she talks about stuff that's for like dry to normal skin. So the last foundation is actually the foundation that I'm wearing today. It is the Urban Decay. This is the Naked Weightless Liquid Foundation. This is up to 24-hour wear. You guys can see this foundation is well loved. I love this foundation so much. I'm not going to sit here and say that this is a foundation that's necessarily geared towards oily skin, but I find that since it's such a lightweight foundation, it just looks really beautiful. Like it looks really beautiful. It actually holds the oil for, I want to say 6 to 7 hours before my oil starts to seep through. But when my oil does start to seep through, it looks very, very dewy and not greasy. And that is something that I love more than anything. I don't mind looking dewy. Like I'm fine with that. I just don't want to look like you can take my face and grill a steak and shake patty on top of it in 4 minutes and be like, boom, bam, it's done. You know, that's how bad my oil gets. So this is something that I really, really appreciate. I definitely need a new one. I wear this all the time when I'm going out with my friends or going out with my husband, just because it didn't really transfer too much to the mask, which I was very, very appreciative of. And it just looks really beautiful on the skin. It doesn't look like you're trying too hard. It gives you that breathable look. It is just a really, really, really amazing foundation. I love it. And I'm going to be picking up another one. Okay, so moving on to concealer. I only have one concealer to talk about, and I have been talking about this concealer for so long now. If you guys go to any of my IG posts, any descriptions in my video where I talk about makeup or listed products, I'm always talking about the Fenty Beauty. This is the Bright Fix Eye Brightener. Do you guys see like how crushed this is? It's pretty much empty at this point. It is my absolute favorite concealer. I refuse to really try anything else because of how much I love this concealer. I don't know why I love it so much. I think it's because when you put it on, I put it on like right here, it just really gives you that smooth base. Like truly your face looks so smooth. It doesn't look cakey in the slightest, and it's absolutely beautiful. I just love how it makes my under eye look. Like it really does help to brighten it, but it makes it look like as smooth as a baby's bottom. And I was so blown away with how beautiful this looked. I was like, Holy shit. And that's saying something because I've never been a big concealer fan. For as long as I've been into makeup, I never really was a big concealer fan. I didn't really understand it, didn't care for it until I found this. And this is a staple. Like, I'm absolutely so in love with this. I had the shade She Shell. Oh my God, say that fast 5 times. She Shell. And it is just, it's truly amazing. And I've had so many of you guys tell me that you guys got this because of me and you guys love it just as much. Like, this is such a phenomenal product. I highly recommend. Out of everything I talked about so far, you have to get this if you love concealer. This is just truly, it's truly, truly amazing. Okay, so moving on to setting powder. Again, I only have one setting powder to talk about because the other ones that I do use are not sold inside Sephora. So I want to talk about the Fenty Beauty. This is going to be the Pro Filter Instant Retouch Setting Powder. I received this in a BoxyCharm, and this is already my second one that I'm on. It is amazing. It looks absolutely beautiful on the skin. It smells truly, truly incredible. Like, oh shit. It smells absolutely amazing, has a beautiful smell, and it just really makes your face look like you have a filter. Like, it really does make your skin look very, very soft and smooth, and it just really helps to make your foundation last all day. Now, I don't wear this one by itself because it doesn't contain the oil. I actually mix this with my Kimchi matte setting powder, or I mix it with Nakia Joy Velvet setting powder. I don't just wear this one fully by itself, but it absolutely is beautiful. It's great. It doesn't give you that flashback Mary. It really is translucent and just sets beautifully into the skin. It goes right into my pores. It helps to soothe them, helps to smooth them out, and it really is just a phenomenal, phenomenal setting powder. I just wish more people talked about it because I didn't see that many people talk about it. So now, as for bronzer, I know this bronzer isn't really sold inside Sephora anymore. I'm kind of hoping that they do come back to Sephora because I do love this bronzer more than anything. I actually hit pan on this bronzer, and that is saying something. But I'm still gonna talk about it because it's my #1 favorite bronzer. And is the Marc Jacobs. This is the Omega Bronzer. This is in the shade 104 Tantastic. And I know Marc Jacobs was sold on Sephora. I don't know what's going on there. I hope they come back. But if you guys can't tell, like, I've actually hit pan. I've hit pan on this bronzer, and that is saying a lot because, like I said, I normally don't hit pan on a lot of my products because I have so many products at this point that it's hard for me to hit pan. But I've hit pan on this bronzer. It is absolutely beautiful. I freaking love it. I'm wearing it on my face today, and I know it's not really sold at Sephora anymore, but I'm kind of hoping that it comes back. I know that a lot of times this is actually found inside TJ Maxx, and it's also found on the Marc Jacobs website, but this has just been my holy grail ever since I've been using it. I love it so, so much, and I definitely recommend checking it out if you guys get a chance to. As for blush, I don't really have that many blushes to talk about. The one blush that I do want to talk about is the Patrick Ta blush. I received this in a BoxyCharm or Ipsy, and I've used this a few times, and I just want to say that it's absolutely beautiful. Like, it really is a beautiful blush. I'm wearing it on my face right now. I don't know how well you guys can see it. It's just something that's very, very soft. It has that nice peachy look to it that doesn't overwhelm the face. I'm not one that likes a lot of blush. I like to have a very peachy, soft pink blush because I don't want to look too extra, too much. So I feel like this gives you that really soft, effortless blush where it just looks really beautiful. It blends out really nicely into the skin, and I just thoroughly do enjoy this blush. So I just want to talk about that because I have used it several times, and I've been picking it up a lot more recently. So as for highlighter, the one highlighter that I think is amazing that I use all the time is the Benefit. This is the Cookie highlighter. This is an absolutely beautiful, beautiful highlight. I got recommended this because of Jaclyn Hill, and then Paige told me I need to get it, and it's just such a truly stunning highlighter. I'm wearing it on my face today, and it's very, very similar to the Jaclyn Hill Iced Out highlighter. And it is just a beautiful highlight. It gives you that really beautiful glow. It's stunning, and I had to mention it because I knew how much because I picked this up a lot. So I had to mention it because it's really, really beautiful. And it's great for like an inner corner and brow bone as well. Speaking of brow products, I have literally been obsessed with this since I got it. But my favorite brow product is the Brow Styler from Benefit Cosmetics. I absolutely love this brow styler. I'm literally at the bottom, like I'm almost out. It is such a good brow styler. It's so easy to line your brows with, to fill it in, and just to really help shape and sculpt the brows. Now, I don't do too much to my brows because my brows are already thick enough as it is, so I don't do too much. But when I do, it's really, really beautiful to work with, as is the brow pomade from Benefit as well. This brow pomade is super, super easy to line your brows with to help sculpt it. So I'll usually now line it on the bottom with this, and then I'll fill it in with this, as well as the Benefit Precisely My Brow and the Benefit Gimme Brow. Anything from Benefit Brows I thoroughly do enjoy, especially whenever I go to Ulta as well. They have a Benefit bar, and they're the ones that like waxes my brow for me, so it just works out because I love Benefit. Moving on to mascaras, you guys know how much I love my Thrive mascara more than anything, but I also really do love my Benefit Roller Lash. This is completely empty. I threw it away, but I picked it up out of the trash to show it in today's video, as well as the Benefit They're Real Magnet Mascara. Mixing these two together is amazing. Now, my mascara routine is a little intense because I mix this, with the Thrive, with the NYX, with Essence, with so many different ones. I do like a L'Oreal. Like, I just mix and match my mascara so much because I'm just trying to give it the biggest, floofiest as that I can. So my mascara routine is a little insane, but these are like my go-to when it comes to Sephora. These are my go-to when it comes to Benefit. I freaking love them. They're amazing. Now, you guys know when it comes to eyeliner, there's only one eyeliner that I've talked about so much besides ColourPop, and that is the Urban Decay. This is the 24-hour Glide On Pencil in the shade Perversion. This is my absolute favorite liner of all times. It is that perfect black. I have so many behind me now. It's insane. Like, because you guys have been sending me these as backups, because you guys have seen my little itty tiny bitty ones that I have been using nonstop. I just find that this formula works beautifully. It does last all day. You know how sometimes liner gets in the inner corner? This doesn't build up in the inner corner. It doesn't smudge. It just stays beautifully on the lid. It has that perfect black that's waterproof. I've cried with it and I just never seen it go away. And I just really do love this particular liner, and I haven't found another liner that looks just as good as this one, so that has been my absolute favorite. Okay, so moving on to eyeshadow palettes. So obviously I want to talk about some of my favorite, and one of my absolute favorites is from Milk Cosmetics. This is the Gemini palette right here, and now you guys can find all of Milk Cosmetics palettes inside Sephora. I have all of them sitting down in my drawers before. I reviewed pretty much every single one of Milk Cosmetics palettes. They do have such great products. Now, some palettes, I don't know if their formulas changed. Some have been hits, some have been misses, but my favorite one from Milk Cosmetics is the Gemini palette. This is such a gorgeous ass palette. This is the palette that brought me back onto YouTube. I posted a picture long ago on my Instagram where I wrote I was finally getting back into makeup, and this is the palette that I used. The first time I ever saw anyone use it was Robert Christie. She talked about this. I had to go get it. I spent like the $58 on this palette. This is before they went to Sephora, and I've been in love with Milk Cosmetics ever since. So anything from Melt, I highly recommend. There's the Blueprint, the 420, the Radioactive, the Day of the Dead collection, the Millennial Pink collection. They have so many different ones on there. They have a new one coming out soon, which I'm going to talk about in an anti-haul. But this is just a gorgeous palette. Super easy to work with, especially like these green tones right here. Oh! Obsessed. Another palette that I really want to talk about is the Rose Quartz. This is from Huda Beauty. Now, this just launched, and I should have waited until the sale, but it just launched and I just have to talk about this. This is such a beautiful palette. I was so blown away with how amazing the quality is. The shadows are so gorgeous. They're so easy to work with, and I just thoroughly do love the color scheme of this palette. Now, this does retail for $67. However, there's going to be a sale, so this would be the perfect time to pick up anything from Huda Beauty that you guys want to get your hands on, particularly this palette right here, because this is such a gorgeous palette, like truly gorgeous palette. I have quite a few palettes from Huda Beauty. This is the Gold Remaster palette. Again, this is such a beautiful stunning palette. I tend to take really good care of my Huda Beauty palettes because I cherish them so much, because these are so expensive and luxurious that I tend to just hold on to them with like my heart. This right here, this is the OG palette that I ever bought from Huda Beauty. This is the Desert Dust palette. This is the first palette I ever bought myself from Huda Beauty. This is the first luxurious palette I ever bought myself, so I have never used this palette because I absolutely refuse to, because I just have such fond memories of being able to purchase this palette on my own, being so proud of how far I came financially to be able to afford this palette, and I love it so much. So I know now is a great time if you guys want to try anything from Huda Beauty. I definitely recommend doing it during the Sephora VIP sale. You know, we have the Mercury Retrograde palette right here. Again, another beautiful, stunning palette. Looks very similar to the Rose Quartz palette. I love them. They're great to try out. They're great to try out during this time, so I definitely recommend checking that out, especially the Rose Quartz. This is such a stunning palette. I definitely recommend picking this one up out of all of them. Speaking of luxurious palette, I was actually sent the new Pat McGrath palette for my birthday. My friend Christine actually sent this to me for my birthday. And this palette right here, I think it'd be a great one to get because this is the new Mothership Mega Celestial Odyssey palette. Now this palette actually retails for $78. So imagine the sale that's going on right on top of that. So this palette does retail for $78. It's a great way for you guys to try out any of the Pat McGrath palettes and formulas. They have some amazing quality. I have played with quite a few Pat McGrath palettes that I have down in my collection that you guys have sent to me over time, and I'm just so grateful for you guys for those. I just never did reviews because I'm not one to like brag and be like, look what someone sent me. Like, that's just not who I am. So I always talk to you guys privately about it, but I feel like this is such a beautiful palette. I think it's great in time to try out for the Sephora sale because you do get that 20% off, 15% off, 10% off. And I don't know if it's still live right now. I know that on the actual Pat McGrath website, almost everything was 30% off. So I do highly recommend checking that out. But this palette right here does retail for $78 compared to like her normal like $125. Compared to like her normal like $125 palette, like this right here would cost like $125. This is the Mothership 5 palette right here. Very, very, very gorgeous. Look at those shimmers, look at those formulas. Like, oh, I just live for this. Such a beautiful, stunning palette. So those are some of the palettes that I highly recommend for you guys to check out. Now, moving on to some lips. Now, guys, there is one brand at Sephora that I cannot get enough of when it comes to lips, and that is Fenty Beauty. I have worn the Fenty Beauty Fenty Gloss Fussy Gloss for so long. Ever since they rolled out with these a couple years ago, I have been literally obsessed. Do you guys not see how gross this one looks? Like, this is the newer version right here, okay? This is the one that is so gross. But I'm not gonna lie to you guys, both of these stay in my purse at all times. I have 3 more backups sitting right here. I have the Milk Diamond ones. I literally have almost every single one of her lip glosses because they truly are just amazing. Like, they smell like watermelon. They're so shiny, they're so soft, and they make your lips look beautiful. Like, it's what I'm wearing on my lips right now. Well, I'm actually wearing the Jaclyn Hill, my 3 trio, but I put the lip gloss on top. I cannot get enough of the Fenty Beauty glosses. They really are that bitch. They really are amazing, and they do so many different cool sales. They do different holiday kits you guys can check out. Like, I highly recommend checking out some holiday kits because they always have these in there. Sometimes they have these in there with like the highlighters, or they have the Christmas sets. They have gift stuff, and I just think these are really, really cool to check out, especially the Fenty Glow. It's my favorite. Like, it's what I'm wearing on my lips right now. Freaking beautiful. I love these, and they both are gonna go back into my purse. Don't ask why I have 2. I literally have to have 2 on me at all time. It's a staple for me, and I need it. Next we do have the Fenty. This is like the Universal Red. Now, I haven't had a chance to fully play around with this yet, but if it's like any of the Fenty Beauty formula, I'm gonna be obsessed with this. I just know it. But the one that I actually am obsessed with is actually the NARS. This is the NARS Power Matte Lip Pigment in the shade Star Woman. I was first introduced to the shade when Sephora did like their monthly box, like their $10 monthly box. I miss that subscription box. Surprisingly enough, I actually miss it. I was introduced to that, and this is such a gorgeous red. It is literally comparable to the Lunar Beauty Aphrodite liquid lip. Like, these two are almost very, very similar in shades, except this is just a tad bit darker, and I like the application for it because it really does help to line the lips for how straight the application is, and it stays all day. It does transfer, so you do have some transfer with this. I do need to let you guys know that. But the color is that beautiful, perfect blood red I'm looking for. So if you guys can't get your hands on the Lunar Beauty Aphrodite liquid lip, because I'm gonna ask Manny 500 more times in my life if he could restock this, I feel like this would be a great substitute to go for. So yeah. The last bit of makeup that we have is the Urban Decay. Now, this is going to be the all-nighter. This is the makeup setting spray for long lasting. This is supposed to be great for oily skin. I haven't had a chance to use this yet because I'm finishing out the Urban Decay De-Slick Oil Control Setting Spray. Now, I do use these all the time. I use 2 different setting sprays actually, but this is great to help control the oil. Does my oil seep through? Absolutely, it seeps through. Like, it is what it is. I think there's only so much these products can do when my genetics is just very, very oily, but they do a great job at trying to contain it for as best as possible. And I've tried out both sprays. It's just this one right here I'm trying to finish out before I dig into this pack, but both would be great to try out. I know they currently have this right now for holiday sets because they are rolling out with all their holiday kits right now. This would be a great thing to pick up, especially if you're super oily. And the last one, I know a lot of people out there don't like it, but it is the Pore Professional Super Setter. I actually just really like putting this on at the very beginning. Whenever I put on the Urban Decay all-nighter primer, I actually end up setting my face with this first and then I go in. I just love the little mist. It has a very soft microfine mist, super nice. I don't know if you guys can like, I don't know how well you guys can see that, but it's super fine mist. It's great to like just set the face. And does it do anything for the oil? I don't know. I just really do like the misting properties. I love the way it smells and I just like how my makeup looks after I set with it. So I really do enjoy that. Okay. So moving on to some hair care products. I have to talk about this because this has been my favorite since I picked it up, but it is the new Olaplex. This is the number 4 Blonding Enhancer Toning Shampoo. I love this shampoo. If you guys can't tell, I'm obviously a blonde. I get my hair professionally done every 3 months and I make sure I take really, really good care of my hair. And a lot of you guys have always asked me, what do I use on my hair? Now, the shampoo that I use all the time is Privana, blonding shampoo from Privana. Now, you guys can actually find that at Ulta. I don't know if it's actually sold at Sephora, but Privana is what I use. And I also use Phenoli as well in between. Phenoli you guys can find on Amazon. It's $11 shampoo. It does not smell good in the slightest, but it's perfect for toning. Leave it on your hair for 5 minutes and helps to really give you that blonde look. But I was using all that before I dived into the Olaplex number 4 blonding shampoo. Now, you're supposed to do this like once or twice a week, probably once. You leave it on your hair for 5 minutes and it's really going to help to cancel out any sort of brassiness, golden hues that you have in your hair, especially if you're trying to do white, platinum, silvery looks. This is going to be perfect for you. Now, whenever you do use this, you have to be mindful. It can stain the hands. You're going to see blonde on, you're going to see purple going down the drain, but it's such a beautiful, beautiful product. I don't just always use this one by itself. I don't always just use this one by itself. I tend to mix it with my Redken Extreme Hair Shampoo, or I mix it in with my Privana Blonding Shampoo, because I don't always want to wear this one fully by itself, because sometimes I'm not trying to do too much, because sometimes if you use too much blonding shampoo, you could actually dull out the blondness. So you want to use this about once a week, let it sit in your hair for 5 minutes, and then go back to normal, like normal gentle cleansing shampoo. Now, for conditioner, I have been obsessed with this. It is the Olaplex number 5 Bond Maintenance Conditioner. Again, this is phenomenal. I love Olaplex. Like, Olaplex has some really, really great products. They smell amazing. They make your hair super soft, super soft. I have the number 3 mask sitting in my shower right now, and that is, again, amazing. You leave that on your hair for 10 minutes. You want to have your hair damp, not fully wet, but damp. Let it sit in your hair for 10 minutes, and oh my God, your hair will feel so silky smooth. Now, like I said, my hair is color treated, but my hairstylist, Dina, she absolutely loves my hair because my hair is so soft, because I take such good care of my hair, because my hair costs me an arm and a leg. Like, sometimes I have to like donate a kidney, I swear, to pay for my hair. But legit, my hair is so soft and smooth. It's because I use Olaplex, and because I use Privana, and because I use Redken. Like, I only use high-end hair care products. I don't use any drugstore hair care products. I only use high-end because I take such good care of my hair. So if you're blonde and you want to have your hair not have any breakage, I highly recommend trying out Olaplex. My best friend, she's trying to go from like a black to a kind of blondish hair, and her hair has had so many breakage. She had so many damages in her hair, and I recommended that she try out the Olaplex, and now her hair is finally starting to get soft. It's starting to heal, and her hair is looking beautiful. Olaplex. For like heat protecting spray, I highly recommend the Hot Toddy heat protecting spray from Dry Bar. This is what I use all the time. I always have a backup. I have one sitting in my I have one in my bathroom right now, and then I have one sitting right here in my desk. I always have a backup. I literally spray this on my hair before I use any sort of heat on the hair. Especially if you do color treat your hair, you want to protect it, because you can really damage your hair. You can cause the color to fade faster, so you want to make sure you're protecting it. So I highly recommend the Dry Bar Hot Toddy heat protecting spray. It is amazing. Now, for dry shampoo, one that I really want to talk about is the IGK Charcoal Shampoo. It is amazing. Okay, it is amazing. I love that dry shampoo so much. It does come out white, so if you are kind of blonde like me, it can actually kind of help to enhance the whiteness just a bit. But what I really love about that is that I can spray my hair the night before, and I wake up and my hair looks like I just washed it, even though I'm like, I haven't washed it in 3 days. It really does help to elongate the hair, especially like for me. I don't try to wash my hair as often as I usually should. Well, one, I wash my hair every day because my hair gets really greasy, but now I'm starting to do like every 3 to 4 days, because I've been using a lot of dry shampoo, because I'm trying to make my color color last a lot longer without damaging the hair. Because I don't know if you guys know this, but Florida has really rough, harsh water. Like, we don't have softer water like in other states. Our water's really harsh, and it could actually damage our hair faster than other states would. So that's why I try to really take care of my hair. So I've been using a lot of dry shampoo, and my IGK dry charcoal shampoo is truly amazing. But I did run out of that, so I've been switching it over to the Living Proof dry shampoo. This actually does clean your hair. It eliminates oil. And I'm not even gonna lie to you guys, this smells amazing. The smell on this is like, holy shit. Like, I smell this and I'm like, good God, what is that heavenly smell? I've been using this because, like I said, I ran on my IGK, and I literally haven't washed my hair. Like, when I went, don't judge me, okay? But right after my wedding, I didn't wash my hair for like 5 or 6 days because I really did love the curls, because I've been using this and my IGK, and my hair looked beautiful, because you would never know that my hair was really greasy and dirty because I've been living off of this. And like I said, this smells truly, truly incredible. I've already been using enough where it's already going down to here. I'm definitely picking up another one during the sale because your girl needs it. Now, the only skincare product that I don't have that I want to recommend is the Shiseido Clear Gel Mega Hydrating Moisturizer. I have been obsessed with this ever since I tried it out in the Sephora box, and you guys know it as my rich people's skin. Like, that's what I imagine like Tati and Jacqueline's skin smelling like. It's a $40 moisturizer. It truly is amazing. Now, if you're really oily, I do not recommend wearing it in the morning before you put on your makeup, because you will get really oily throughout the day. But I do recommend putting it on at night before you go to bed, because it literally just soaks into the skin. It smells, I'm not kidding, it smells so divine and luxurious. I feel like a queen when I put it on. I feel like I am Tati and Jacqueline with like all this luxurious house and homes and makeup and millions of subscribers when I put it on, because that's how beautiful it smells. That's how great my skin feels whenever I do put it on. I've been out of it. I've been waiting for the sale to pick it up because I am cheap and frugal like that. So I highly, highly recommend that. Okay, so now we're going to move on to the wish list portion. This is everything that I currently do not own, have not tried, and have been dying to get my hands on. So it's what I want to talk about with you guys today. And I feel like now is the perfect time to do it. So this is going to, like I said, it's going to be a longer video because I want to talk about these products that I have been dying to try. So the first thing that we have is the NARS Soft Matte Foundation. I have been seeing this foundation go around for so long, especially since Michaela blew up on TikTok. All she ever talks about is NARS, the Soft Radiant Foundation, and I've never been able to try it because it's radiant. I'm really oily, and I just figured it would not be good for my skin. But then they rolled out with their Soft Matte Foundation, and you guys have always told me in my comment section to give that foundation a try. I've always wanted to try that foundation, so now that it's going to be on sale, I'm like, bitch, here we go. I'm going to be trying out that foundation because I just want to see what the whole hype is about the NARS Soft Matte, Soft Radiant Foundation, and does it really work for oily skin, or can it make my skin look really beautiful and dewy by the end of the day without looking so greasy? So we're going to put that one to the test. I also want to try out the NARS Soft Matte Concealer. I have, again, seen Michaela talk about this nonstop. Ever since I started watching her in March of 2020, she always had that little NARS, and she put it on her face, and then she put the rest of her foundation on. She's always bragged about this concealer. She says how amazing it is, and I just want to try it. So I figured, why not do that now? Next, we do have the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Powder. Guys, this powder just looks so luxurious. It looks so beautiful. It's something that I am dying to get my hands on to try out because it's Charlotte Tilbury, and again, that brand is so luxurious to me. It's so expensive and unaffordable. Like, I feel like I can't afford that brand, and now will be the chance for me to try that product out. I've heard nothing but good things about it. I've seen everybody rave about this particular product. Whenever I look for anything bestseller when it comes to Charlotte Tilbury, that always popping up right there. Whether it does anything to contain the oil, I don't know. And I don't care. I just want to have a piece of luxury in my hand and be like, whenever I hold it, you know what I'm saying? So I definitely want to give that a try. I also want to try the Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. Again, I've heard nothing but phenomenal things about this setting spray. Everyone I've seen talk about this said it's amazing. I don't know if it really works. I don't know if I'm being sold on a gimmick, but when I see people talking about it often enough, I'm kind of like, well, shit, maybe I should try this out because it generally does look like it's gonna be great product. And I love the foundation. So if I love the foundation, I would only assume that I would love setting spray, right? We're gonna put the whole thing to the test, 100%. Okay, so next I want to try the Makeup by Mario Soft Sculpting Shaping Stick. And again, I have seen everybody talk about this. Robbie D. Christie did a full video on it. Michaela talks about it all the time on her TikToks, and it just looks really, really cool. Especially since in my video that I did yesterday, I did a Physician Formula. I did the Physician Formula sculpting skip. I did the Physician Formula sculpting bronzer, and I have never used a stick like that before. That was my very, very first time trying it out. I see everybody online rave about Mario's Makeup by Mario because I know that he is a makeup artist and he created a whole makeup collection dedicated towards actual professional makeup artists. So not someone like me who's just a makeup enthusiast who just does this online and doesn't know what she's doing half the time. Like, he actually generally made it for people who know what the fuck they're doing, who know how to apply makeup, and he made the products for them. So I really want to try that stick. It looks like it's gonna be a great contouring stick. It looks really easy and beautiful to work with. So I figured why not give it a try then and try it. Hopefully I can get my hands on it. So I want to apologize if I'm talking too fast. I get told a lot in my videos I talk really fast. I know there's like a section where you guys can like slow down the speed, but I'm just a fast talker. I've been that way my whole life. I'm sorry. Okay, so this is gonna be really weird, but I really want to try the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. I've seen so many people talk about the Tatcha Silk. I've seen some people talk about the Tatcha Liquid Silk Canvas. I know it's pretty much the same thing as this, but it's a liquid version. And I want to try the liquid version because the liquid version looks a lot like the NYX Marshmallow Primer. And if you guys don't know, I have been obsessed with that primer ever since I used it. It's just obviously not sold at Sephora. Otherwise, it'd be in this video today. But I just want to try the liquid version of it to see how well it works. Like, so see how well it works and see if it is better than the actual like silk canvas. Speaking of primers, you guys have told me enough in my comment section. I watched Tati enough. I really want to try the Tarte Timeless Smoothing Primer. She is obsessed with that primer. Tati's been obsessed with that primer for, oh God, forever now. And one of my friends on here, Vicky, she says how amazing that primer is as well. I've seen you guys comment on it all the time. I think I actually saw some comments in my video yesterday to try it out. And I'm like, okay, if I see everybody raving about this, I really want to try it out. Maybe it'd be something that's really good for my skin. So that's something I definitely want to give a try. Speaking of trying, I talked about this in my last anti-haul, but I want to try out the Patrick Star One Size Primer, Foundation, and Setting Spray. In my last video, I had talked about at Sephora, they're starting to roll out with the holiday kits where they have kind of like sample sizes of the primer, setting spray, and the setting powder in like one box. So that's something that I'm going to pick up for myself because I genuinely just want to give that a try to see how well it works. I really want to try out his powder foundation and I think his actual foundations as well, because I think he made some products geared towards oily skin and something like that from an influencer. I'm like, ooh, I kind of want to try because I feel like he would know kind of what he's doing, especially when it comes to like oily skin. You know what I'm saying? Like anything geared towards oily skin, I'm 100% down to try just because I'm willing to give anything a try because I eventually want to do like meet and greets with you guys one day and, or I don't know, go to events or just go out in life and not look really like oily and greasy and just have my skin look gross. I always carry the Revlon Volcanic Roller in my bag at all times because I know how bad my skin gets, but I just want to be able to feel comfortable enough one day to be able to go out and not have to worry about that. Like I envy those who have dry skin or normal skin that you guys can literally go out all day and don't have to worry about looking like a greasy, oily mess. Like I literally do envy that. Like I hope you guys know, like I wish to know what that's like one day because I don't. So next I want to try the Huda Beauty Easy Bake Setting Powder. I've seen so many people talk about the setting powder. I hear great things about it. I hear the smell is really, really intense, but it's something that I still kind of want to try along with like the Givenchy 4-in-1 Prism Setting Powder. I've seen Michaela talk about it enough on TikTok that I'm just kind of like, well, shit, Michaela, she sells me on a lot of shit. I don't know why she does, but she does. And I've seen her talk about that as well. It's a very, very expensive setting powder. I think that setting powder is like $68, but she says how amazing it is. I kind of want to try it, but I kind of want to look at reviews to see if it's geared towards oily skin because again, I just don't know if it is, but those are two setting powders I definitely really want to give a chance. Okay, so you guys would be surprised that I'm saying this, but I really want to try out the Patrick Ta Major Dimension eyeshadow palette. It looks beautiful. Like, I don't know what's been going on me lately, but I've been kind of getting into nudes. I mean, if you guys saw that I bought the Huda Beauty Rose Quartz palette. Now, you guys know I'm a color whore. I'm a color connoisseur. I'm not a nude bitch, but I have been getting into nudes a lot recently, and my go-to nude palette right now that I've been wearing is the Jaclyn Hill. This is the Divine Neutral palette. I'm literally wearing on my eyes right now. It's so beautiful. It's so easy. I forget how easy neutral palettes are to work with because it doesn't take much to do. So I wore this along with one of her toppers right here. I think I wore the shade North Star. Yeah, I'm wearing the shade North Star with it, and it's just so easy to work with. This eye look took less than 5 minutes to do. Less than 5 minutes. I've been really, really getting into neutrals lately. I'm becoming a whole new bitch. Don't know what happened. Maybe it's just because I'm married now. I don't know, but legit, I've been getting into it. So I've been seeing nothing but good things about the Patrick Ta Major Dimension palette. I hear that it has great formula. I hear that the shimmers are amazing, the metallics are amazing, that mattes are amazing. I hear nothing but great things about Patrick Ta's brand. It's just one of those things I'm just like, it's so expensive. It's so expensive. But, you know, luckily, Afterpay is available. So, all right, one of the last things that I want to talk about that I want to get that's on my wish list is the Tatcha Water Cream Oil-Free Moisturizer. I had a little sample of it. I got a sample of it in an Ipsy unboxing, and I loved it. I thought it was great. I thought I did a great job at making my skin oil-free, and it's been such a beautiful product. But again, it's like $60. So I'm just like, I struggle like spending money like that. I don't know why. I don't know why, because for certain brands like Lunar Beauty or L'Oreal Los Angeles or Jaclyn Hill, $450, swipe, don't care. But a $60 moisturizer, I'm like, I think my problem is I buy all those brands online. I go to Sephora all the time because it's at Disney Springs, and I'm always at Disney Springs. So I think seeing the number in front of my face physically in person, that's where like I choke up. But online, where I'm like, Afterpay, don't care. You know, I feel like that's where it gets me, because I'm like, oh, I'll just do, or that other payment system they have, I'll just do that. It's just so much easier. But going in person, I'm like, I can't. Now, I do know that Afterpay does have a card now. Like, you can actually purchase stuff in person using Afterpay. Like, that's pretty legit. But that should get you in trouble. Okay, that should get you in trouble. I luckily barely have anything left on my Afterpay, but that should get you in trouble because shit adds up real freaking quick, let me tell you. But I feel like that's why I've struggled to buy all these stuff, because I go into the stores, I look at all of them, I look at the price points, and then I'm like, oh, I can't. But online, I'm like, Afterpay, woo, you know? So I feel like I just need to buckle down, and I need to just save the money, and I need to purchase all the stuff, because I feel like, why not do it? So yeah, those are everything that I want to try that's on my wish list that I have that I want to get for the Sephora VIP sale. Now, if you guys don't know, I should have said this at the very beginning, and I don't know why I didn't say the very beginning, but the sale actually starts this Friday. So if you're a Rouge member, you get 20% off, and the sale starts from November 5th through the 15th. Then on November 9th through the 15th, it's the VIP sale, which you're going to get 15% off, followed by November 11th through the 15th, it's the Insider, where you're going to get 10% off. Now, I don't remember what status I am. I think I'm a Rouge member or a VIP. Actually, you know what? Let me check. I am currently a VIP. I think you have to spend like $1,200 a year to qualify for Rouge, and I used to do that. Like when I was working at Disney, I used to spend over $1,200 a year. I did, but that takes a lot to add up. I just don't shop as much like I used to. I'm more conscientious in what I spend my money on, because I am trying to do this full time, and it's not the easiest to do full time. So I am a VIP member. I am a Diamond member at Ulta though, because getting my hair done at Ulta, it takes like 2 or 3 sessions, and boom, I've already hit the diamond status. But that's something that I save my money for, knowing what I'm doing. So I am a VIP, so my sale does start on the 9th through the 15th. You get 15% off, but if you are a Rouge member, you do get 20% off, and then the Insider gets 10% off, and all these start on the 5th and go all the way into November 15th. So definitely make sure you guys check those out. They have sales all the time. I think they also apply to all the holiday sets. Sephora is rolling out with all their holiday sets right now, so it'd be a great time for you guys to check those out as well. And if you guys want, I would be more than happy to do a gift guide. I've never done like a gift guide before, but I'd be happy to do like a gift guide if you guys want me to do so. Yeah, this video was so fun. I haven't done a video like this before ever on my channel. This was so much fun. Hopefully you guys saw some stuff that you guys liked. Hopefully I recommended some good things to you guys, or if you guys know some stuff that you guys want to try and or want me to check out, let me know down in the comments below. But yeah, guys, that is it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys like this video. If you do, please make sure you guys give this video a cheeky thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you guys have not already, because I do post 3 to 4, mostly 5 times a week. Make sure you guys head over to my other channel, to Art for Life, where you guys get to see my cool, wonderful adventures, my amazing husband, Corey. I want to say a huge thank you to all these beautiful, wonderful Patreon members that you guys see right here. Thank you guys so much for everything. And to my subscribers and viewers, thank you guys so much for being here. Whether you guys like this video, you guys thumbs down this video, you guys subscribed, you guys did not subscribe. Either way, thank you guys so much for being here. I love and appreciate each and every single one of you. So with that said, guys, I love you, and I'll see you guys in the very next video. Bye.